And Joel came up, and I looked at Joel and I said, please take care of my wife, And he said, if she passes out, she passes out.
Yeah.
And that's when I fell in love with NextStep, because then I knew this was different.
When I first did locomotor at Fraser Rehab, I passed out in like 10 seconds. And then I passed out 3 times in the first 10 minutes.
I'm so impressed by you. Like, what you do for others is just incredible. And I'm so impressed by you that I put you in my will. You embody such power and goodness, and you're so quiet about it, which for me is just the ultimate man, just the ultimate persona. I don't know if it's the Finn in you or if it's just how you are, but it's just the ultimate persona, the ultimate warrior. So thank you.
No, well, thank you. Those are very kind words. Thank you.
Me and my wife, we were in an accident. We both broke our necks. I was fortunate and lucky enough to only wear a halo. My wife wasn't that fortunate. So after a visit or a stay in the hospital, long story short, we came upon NextStep and we rolled in here. And I remember meeting Joel, sort of a buff younger guy. And it was Kat's first visit. I think you were in the corner somewhere. And Joel came up, and I looked at Joel and I said, please take care of my wife, And he said, if she passes out, she passes out.
Yeah.
And that's when I fell in love with NextStep, because then I knew this was different.
Yeah, it's funny. When I first did locomotor at Fraser Rehab, I passed out in like 10 seconds.
Oh.
And then I passed out 3 times in the first 10 minutes. And they're like, oh, well, put him back up. So we kind of took that same mentality to NextStep.
And not only that, there's also like rock and roll or hardcore music playing in the speakers. Yeah. It's like a legit gym. There's no difference between a regular gym and a gym for people with paralysis.
Yeah, well, it's rehab, but that's the environment we wanted to create. It was just positivity, and we wanted to make a place where people want to come to, as opposed to feeling like you're going to a hospital or rehab every day. It's just a part of your everyday life. You're going to have fun, interact with people, go to a positive environment, but at the same time get the same rehab that you would get at the most progressive hospital-based rehab center.
I mean, I've been here numerous times with my wife, and I see on Instagram and I see Joel and the other trainers screaming, come on, come on, come on. And it's just like a real go for it mentality, almost like a military mentality almost.
Yeah, for sure. No, it's, we're very fortunate to have such an amazing staff that's pushes all of us and all of our clients, and it's very motivating for sure.
Yeah, and speaking of the staff, they're all like buff guys and girls. They all have like biceps bigger than mine, right? They're all tough
Absolutely,
people.
Yeah. Well, you have to be, because they're working out 8 hours a day in here. It's a very strenuous, job to be a trainer here. It's hard. It's hard work. So yeah, all I can say is we're very fortunate to have people that are so motivated and dedicated. Like, we're not making millionaires in here. People that work here are doing it because they're passionate about it and committed to it and truly want to help people. So it's amazing.
When we came in, I was showing Sierra around, and she saw the wall with different mottos over there. And the one motto that NextStep really stands for is SISU. Would you mind explaining to us what SISU is?
Yeah, SISU is it's a Finnish word, and it's kind of like our motto here at NextStep. And there's no true definition of SISU. Every Finn kind of embodies it, lives it. The way I define it is it's courage in the face of adversity, but more than anything, it's acting rationally in the face of adversity. And it's not momentary courage, it's a lifestyle. It's how you live your everyday life, whether it's every single thing, every challenge that you face in life, you approach it in a rational, courageous way. That's kind of how I look at it.
No, I've seen you roll in and basically not talk to anyone, but just go straight to your machine and do your workout with a stone face. And I think that is SISU. That just you're coming in with like a goal, like you have a set goal, and you're going to do it to the best of your ability, and hopefully a little better, and not bullshit around. So yeah.
Yeah, well, part of that also is just because I have a job to do. And it's easy to get caught up with, like I come in here and like lots of friends, and if I just end up talking with everybody and that means I'm not working.
Right.
So yeah. But and Joel kind of like puts that on me. It's like, when I'm in here, I'm a client. I'm not the boss. I'm just a client. So I come here, work out, and then get out of here.
I saw an Instagram post from you just recently, and it said 19 years ago, and it was a picture of the ocean. And I know 19 years ago is when you broke your neck, and I know you dove into the ocean after playing volleyball to cool off, and you've done it 100 times, and
Yeah.
this time there was a sandbank in the way. Can you describe how that felt? Did you still feel that today when you wake up, or how does that?
No, honestly, I don't even think about it anymore. It was just a freak accident. I've done a million crazy things in my life, so odds were pretty high that something like this would happen. Whether it's skiing, playing football, skateboarding, rock climbing. Like I've put myself, riding motorbikes, like put myself in a million dangerous situations. So it's not shocking that this happened. No regrets. I would have done the same thing the next day. So I dove in the ocean every day of the summer. I went for a swim. So just a freak accident. Yeah.
Right.
But I survived. And I remember floating out there. Luckily, I flipped onto my back so I could breathe. When I was floating out there, I thought I was going to drown.
Yeah, I was when I saw the TED Talk, I was wondering if that's where SISU really started for you. Like, and I get goosebumps saying it because I can see you diving, breaking your neck, and then because that was sort of what happened to me. You just take a decision, like, am I going to live or die? And then you decided to live, and that SISU just boiled up in you.
Yeah, for sure. And if I look back and I did not know if I was going to live or die. I thought I was going to drown. It's weird because it wasn't like scary.
I saw a black hole. I saw like a black something.
Oh, wow.
And it wasn't scary, but it was like, I knew that if I went down there, I wouldn't come back. I could feel that. So I was fighting, so I was fighting not to go down there. And I wanted to sleep so bad. So I had one of those experiences, but you didn't have anything like that.
No, I just remember just thinking like, this could be it right now.
And you're smiling. That says so much about you.
No, but I don't know why it wasn't like terrifying. But yeah. And luckily, an off-duty EMT saw me floating out there and pulled me to shore.
You do mention, you talk about your stay at a rehab facility in Kentucky, and you mention that you played movies that had graphic porn scenes in them to play jokes with the nurses. Is that true?
And it was a very graphic Western that was on HBO, and yeah, it's a great show. And yeah, the nurses would come in, and say my wife was like just horrified every time the nurses would come in.
Humor is the way for you, right? That's how you deal with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was. No, I was very fortunate to have a group of. Shout out to AG, Greg, and Lee. To have amazing trainers that just kept my emotions high and positive, and yeah, every day was nonstop laughter. They basically taught me how to laugh at the craziness that we were going through.
And you were in rehab for 2-3 months.
I was there for a year.
For a year.
Yeah. So I was in the ICU for 2 months, and then I was in inpatient rehab for 4 or 5 months, and then outpatient for like 6 months.
And what was your goal? To be able to walk again, or to regain movement? Did you have a visual?
I think anybody in this situation, their goal is to walk again. But once you kind of get into it, you realize that once I realized that it's a marathon, not a sprint, kind of became easier, that I didn't need to have like these massive milestones every day, just every day try to get a little bit better and better and better and just stay focused. That made it easier.
I knew you did, at least for that time, you fought yourself out of the wheelchair and you danced with your wife. Is that correct? Or
Yeah, I got to the point where with help, I was able to stand, and then, yeah, was able to give my wife the wedding dance that we didn't have at the wedding. So, and it was on Good Morning America, which is even better. But yeah, priority number one is just to be overall healthy. Yeah, always push. I was so fortunate that I had really good insurance, and my insurance would pay for my rehab in Kentucky. On average, insurance drops people after about 31 days. In California, it's about 16 days. And then also when I was in Kentucky, I also realized like how fortunate I was that I had people visiting me almost daily and supporting me. And there's so many people in the hospital that had no friends or family members coming to visit them. And I just couldn't imagine what that would be like. So that's kind of how the whole idea of NextStep came about, is let's offer everybody in the community, the same fortune that I had, with support, rehab, and all of that, kind of in one setting. So that's what we're trying to do.
go for it. Go for it.
I wanted to say thank you for having us. It's such a privilege to have a conversation with you and learn more about your story and be in this atmosphere. Before you came, I was telling Pavel in London, like, I love this place, and the words you have on the wall are so inspirational. There's so many quotes up there, and it is very empowering for people to see that, because when we, did the conversation with both of Pavel's doctors, Dr. Murphy and Dr. Farron, they both communicated that, circumstances are not always on our side, but it's how we overcome the challenges and the cards that life deals us, and they're not always easy. I myself have gone through my own share of, hardship, and it's helped me to be the woman I am today, and I care about community, and the two of them know that, London and Pavel. And as you mentioned, when you were navigating your current, when you were navigating your, current life situation, you took in like, hey, the people around you, they help make your life better. They help make you stronger. And that shows you weren't just thinking of yourself, you were thinking of other people, right? Like in Pavel's memoir, he, shares everything that him and Kat have endured, and his way of, reaching other people is sharing their journey so that hopefully other people can learn from it and they can like continue to persevere with their own story. So like what you've built is just magical. It's beautiful. I'm such an advocate for safe spaces for all of us. We all go through different things, and no one should be denied access to community or safety and health, wellness. And I just hope that more people continue to support, NextStep and other rehabilitation centers and just anything that empowers people and makes people stronger, because no one should go through a traumatic situation and be denied resources and help and support and told, oh, just go figure it out yourself. And just a lot of people turn their cheek and they ignore what other people go through, and it's not right. It's not right at all. So I'm just in awe of this space, and it's amazing. Like your space is international in New Zealand and Ukraine and throughout the States. So yeah, I just love this.
Oh, that's so nice for you to say.
That wasn't a question.
But yeah. But again, like, yeah. But it's really not, it's not something I created. There's a lot of people, behind NextStep. Our supporters, to our board members, to our staff, to our clients, and to our clients' family members. It really is like a community. It's, and it started before us, with Christopher Reeve and Dr. Harkema and, everybody at, Fraser and other rehab centers. Like, it's been growing for a long time, and we just kind of were fortunate to experience what they had built, and then with the support of a lot of people to be able to kind of take it to the next level.
I was looking forward to going there with my wife and just hanging out, and that gave me strength to go home and be a caregiver for my wife, which is not that easy either. So, but it gave me strength to meet like-minded caregivers. So it kind of has dual purpose, I guess.
Yeah, it's not like this injury. It doesn't just only affect me, it affects everybody around me. And it's almost as hard as, for you as it is for Kat. Like, so the caregivers, the loved ones, the friends, everybody, it affects everybody. So yeah, that's, I definitely think like to have a space where people can be around other people that are going through the same thing helps for sure. People learned about it, and they were dealing with the same situation in their own community, and wanted to support their loved one and support their community. And so that's kind of how it's grown.
And I know you're a master at fundraising. I've been to numerous poker games, the ones I really enjoy, free drinks and fun with poker. And then you did one, which was crazy. You went in your wheelchair across America. Can you tell us a little about that?
Yeah, so we had a group of friends who rode bikes from Denver to California, and I was at the finish line with them, and just hearing their stories, at dinner that night, and how much fun they had, I was like, oh man, like, I was so jealous that I wasn't on the road with them, and I was like, and I've always had like an adventurous spirit. I was like, oh, I have to do something like this. And we came up with the idea to go across the country from Manhattan Beach back to my alma mater, Georgetown. And so we did that, and then COVID hit, and we couldn't do like our typical galas, in-person events. So we just kind of just started doing these bike rides. So we do 2 bike rides every year now, and it's been amazing.
Yeah, and you managed to raise a lot of money. A facility like this cost $1 million a year or something like that to run?
Yeah, just under $1 million a year. Yeah.
And you raise half of that, or?
We have to raise about $700,000 a year to keep the doors open.
And you do that year after year. You manage to raise that kind of money. Wow, that's impressive.
It's yeah, it's hard, and because it's all the majority of it's small donations because we don't get any government funding. We have some small corporate sponsors, but it's really just small private donations. Totally insane boat row called the world's toughest row. They do 2 a year. One goes across the Atlantic, and there's a boat row that goes from Monterey to Kauai, Hawaii. It's 2,900 miles. 4 people on a rowboat. It, literally rowing across the Pacific Ocean. And my buddy Ryan hit up one of his friends, said, "Hey, do you want to do this insane boat row across it?" And his friend was like, "Sure, let's do it." And it was literally within 24 hours. Somehow they amassed, 4 lunatics to agree to do it. And then Ryan wanted to support NextStep, and they all agreed to do this boat row in support of NextStep. So in under 2 years, yeah, they're about to row 2,900 miles from Monterey to Kauai, raising money for NextStep. And the goal is to raise $5 million. And at the same time, we are going to film a documentary film, which obviously you are a part of, and we're really excited to do that. So it's going to be a fun project, and I'm almost more nervous about this than I was riding my bike across the country because I'm actually not going to be on the boat. And the thought of having 4 people supporting NextStep going on a rowboat across the Pacific terrifies me.
Something for people who doesn't know about spinal cord injury. Accidents, you can have a spinal cord spasm, war, obviously, stroke, lots of different ways, right? And you treat them all here. Is it possible to treat them all, or what is treatable, so to speak?
Yeah, so NextStep, we're focused on any kind of neurological issues. So we work with spinal cord, stroke, traumatic brain injuries, MS, cerebral palsy, Parkinson's, yeah, all the above. When we first launched, obviously, I had a spinal cord injury, so that was our primary focus, but we soon learned that our therapies, our philosophy can really help a much wider population than just spinal cord injury, and it's proven to be true. So yeah, yeah. I mean, I've definitely changed in some ways. I hope I was a good person before, but I think even I always felt that I was very fortunate to have amazing family and amazing friends, and I think I just appreciate it even more now than ever before. So I've learned that, there's nothing more important in life than the people around you. So that's just, I definitely feel that more now than I ever have. And yeah, I wouldn't be alive today if it wasn't for the people around me.
It's a village, community,
Yeah.
a strong one. And I know that NextStep is going to continue thriving and building and supporting more people. So just thank you all for creating this for the world.
I'm just lucky to be able to come here every day, I wouldn't know what to do without this place.
What's your advice for someone who's newly injured? Like, is it come to NextStep and we'll help you, or what would be?
Well, somebody who's newly injured, I would say absolutely reach out to us and we will help you in every single possible way we can. And we have a lot of resources, whether there's a next step in, their community or not. We can definitely support to the best of our ability. But yeah, definitely, I would highly recommend reaching out to us. We've been doing this for a long time and know a lot of people that can, help you out.
If you do make or reach your $5 million fundraising goal, or even more, and Orion wants to fundraise more, what's the plans? Is it to open 10 or 15 more next steps, or what would you do with the money?
The primary goal right now is to ensure long-term sustainability of NextStep. So the funds would go towards an endowment to make sure that if I leave here right now and get hit by a bus, we're around for long haul. That's the goal.
Legacy and helping people for a long time.
To make sure that we're always around. Yeah.
Sarah told me not too long ago, she told me, like, you have a really solid crew, like really solid crew around you. And I said, just wait until you meet Johnny. He's the most solid of them all. And I can truly say that, Johnny. It's an honor and a privilege to sit here, and an honor and a privilege to get to know you. And I get goosebumps again. That means it's true, I've never met anyone with your drive. And it rubbed, and I told Sarah, I just want to meet Johnny because it rubs off on me. I think your spirit rubs off on everyone here. It truly does, You have such an enormous drive. And you don't brag about it. You're very humble about it. So.
You know what? I appreciate those words. I don't take compliments. I don't know compliments that well. I don't know. I'm just trying to do my best in this world. Yeah. But I'm just grateful to have amazing people like you, and such an honor to meet you and you. I just love the fact that I have so many beautiful people in my life, and I'm truly grateful for it. So thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Johnny. I really appreciate your time. Thank you for taking your time.
Thank you, Johnny.
And we'll say, cut. Hey, brother, this was amazing. Thank you.